Your stream.
Welcome.
You're not live on Discord.
Hold on a moment. I want to everybody to say we're live. Welcome, everybody. We are here with another Around the Shroom session. I'm your host, Dawson, here with my co-host.
I'm Spivey. Good to be on Around the Shroom today.
Yes, so Nathan couldn't make it, so we got Spivey stepping in. You may have seen him in his live streaming in his Triple M series that he's been covering. It's really been a joy to watch those, and we're thrilled to be able to have them back this postseason. Any comments on all the love you've gotten from your creations?
I really appreciate all the fan support. It's really got me it's really got me really feeling the content and striving to do better. And it's I what got me on here in the first place, and I'm glad to get the invite when Nathan couldn't show up. And I'm really happy. I'll make sure they're gonna keep coming, even next season they keep coming. They're gonna keep coming better and funnier than before. So
And you know what? I think it's just that vibrant scene that we see around the diamond, around the shroom, around the league here that really makes this league so great, and that fan support, and the content creators that we have around the scene that just making it all perfect for making the league just the way I wouldn't have it any other way.
absolutely.
And shout out our sponsors as we head into this session. No new ones, but Lil BJ's are one of our hope maybe presenting sponsor one day. We'll see. But Rosalina's, Waluigi's Daycare, Donkey's Delicious Desserts, and the Toadworth Foundation as always. But going into our first one, we are in the postseason, and the we're gonna talk about some playoff predictions. Some playoff predictions. So we're gonna just look at it. I know there's some subject to change, depending on the result of Slug and Heat. Every single one of these games actually could change some things. As Critter Crew could move up to the one, and Fury and Royals might end up doing some flip flopping depending on how the games go. But this are your six teams that'll be in the playoffs. But with that being said, looking at this, if this were to occur, how are you feeling on these first couple wild card matchups?
I think the Fury versus the Warp Zone game might be a really tough wild card game, and I think that's a matchup that I wish we would have a series for, but unfortunately we only get one and done. And I think out of that one, I probably have to go Fury. I think I'm leaning Fury side out of that first wild card matchup.
You think Bowser's going to be able to elevate and overcome these three-time playoff appearance teams?
Yeah, I think Bowser. I think even his supporting cast. I think Hammer Bro might step it up in the playoffs as well, and I think they're gonna get it done in the wild card.
Absolutely. And looking at our other wild card matchup, what do you think of that one?
The Royals versus Pipe Dream, it's kind of rough because the Royals have been very middle of the pack all season long. Um, you're not getting anything big out of them, but you're not exactly you know what to expect. Let's put it like that. And then Pipe Dream is a team that you feel like should have been performing a lot better than what they have been. I mean, they've fallen short. I mean, they were the victims of a very tough schedule after the postseason. No, not after the trade deadline, but even still, you still feel like this team should be performing more. So it's still hard for me to count out Pipe Dream, but I might have to go with Pipe Dream. I might have to go to Pipe Dream that they wake up. They were able to sneak it into the postseason, and I think they win that wild card matchup.
Interesting. So not chalky in this first one, seeing a six seed elevate. I mean, we saw the six seed Slug and Heat I'll make it all the way to the finals last season. So that's certainly opportunity there for some magic. On my side, I think I'm going to lean Fury as well. Warp Zone Warriors has been such a interesting team in the playoffs. I think this would be a pretty disappointing performance to see them go 3 seasons in a row without winning a single playoff game. I think this is going to be a nail biter. I think the 9 inning though nature is just going to allow the Furies' pretty incredible pitching depth to just shine in a way, especially if Yoshi remains on the bench for Warp Zone Warriors in this matchup. I just going to lean in a high scoring affair that we're just going to see the pitching depth just outlast the Warp Zone Warriors. Fury's just going to escape. Looking at this team, this Royals Pipe Dream team, I really do think that it comes to field choice, where I think if Pipe Dream bans any field other than Little BJ's, the Royals are just going to absolutely demolish them. I think Pipe Dream has a level of volatility that the Royals just are going to struggle to handle. But if we see that this goes to Mario Stadium or Little BJ's, I'm nervous for what Pipe Dream is going to, if they're going to be able to stop the Royals from just smothering them with that incredible offense. But I mean, you have to look at the teams Pipe Dream has beaten. They've beaten the 2 teams that haven't made the playoffs. So in a matchup that we saw this, previously in the season, they just weren't able to overcome. Though that was the closest game in the second walk-off loss for Pipe Dream this season. With that being said, I think the Royals are just going to be able to just smother them in a way that that you hate to see for a second exit for Pipe Dream, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to get it done.
That's pretty
Like,
interesting. It's a respectable take. I can see it.
what do you see in this first matchup in a historic matchup for Slug and Heat and Fury meeting for the
Oh
first time in the
man.
playoffs since season one?
Yeah, no, slugging Heat and Fury in the playoffs. It's that's they gave us such an interesting first in our inaugural season, such an interesting and great fun to watch finals. Um yeah, I mean it was 3-1 in Fury's favor, and I think if I remember correctly, Slugging Heat is the only team that Fury has a losing record to. And
That is true.
despite that finals win over them. So I it's hard to tell. These are very two high powered offenses, and they have such powerful defenses as well. I mean, at the shortstop, you look at um Hammer Bro, you look at DK, pitching, especially when it comes to pitching depth, you got Sean, Bowser, um, you got Funky, DK, Peach. And especially in these outfields, I think this would definitely be a series matchup that would just go down to the wire. And I think it's going to go 1-1. But I think Slugging Heat is going to be able to pull that one through and go 2-1. Or the best out of is it the best out of three or is it best out of five?
Best out of three in the semis.
Yeah. Then yeah, I think Slugging Heat's going to be able to pull that one out 2-1.
Yeah, I feel similarly. I think that we're going to be at a 2-1 situation, or this is just going to look like it did last season whenever Slug and Heat took on uh, Fallout Boys, that Slug and Heat's going to just take the second game in a really close one. I think that there's a pretty good shot that this just goes 2-0. And that's how I think this is going to go. I think Fury just looked, even though the games have been close, has just looked outmatched against Slug and Heat this season. It's something that we've never said about a Fury team, that they're just outclassed, outmatched in a way that this team doesn't even look that bad on paper. It feels like the Slug and Heat is just able to completely dominate them. I mean, we've seen what 2 homers from Dixie Kong in recent games. I mean, this has just been. I mean, you watched 27-0 against the Wigglers. I mean, they're just finally turning it on late in the season, right whenever we need them to elevate. And Slug and Heat has just answered the call. And I mean, at this point, they're in the driver's seat to go get the 1 seed, barring any craziness from Fallout Boys. So, I mean, I think that Slug and Heat's just going to drive Fury, drive Fury, drive Fury away. And I don't think that this postseason is going to go in Fury's favor.
Absolutely. I mean, I you can make a nice pun about the Slugging Heat being on a very hot streak right now.
I mean, I think so. I mean, it's really interesting that this postseason picture has really come to be defined by teams like Slug and Heat and Fury. I mean, both of these teams, Slug and Heat's been in the finals 3 years in a row, and both of our prediction or 2 years in a row, and predictions have us saying that he'll be there 3 times in a row. But I mean, Fury also has won the thing and has been in the postseason twice. So it's going to be really interesting to see two, like you said, high-powered offenses going at it. And I mean, I think this there's opportunity for this to be the 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 matchup that defines the whole postseason. So,
Absolutely, I agree.
but you have an interesting matchup in Critter Crew and Pipe Dream. Walk me through it. Who's going to be the one that emerges from this?
I'm gonna have to go Critter Crew. I think Pipe Dream will get the job done against the Royals, but unfortunately, I don't think they have what it takes to go up against this Critter Crew team that is almost just as hot as Slugging Heat right now. And it's you have yeah, you have PD playing great defense, a potential defensive player of the year. But when you look at his offense, when you look at his offensive side, he has not been playing to the standard that he set last season. And when you look at the offense from Critter Crew so far, they have been playing phenomenally on the offense. They've even getting work from their Mies. King K, their critters are just hitting bombs. It's hard for me to see Pipe Dream um somehow manage to pull off the upset against Critter Crew, but and somehow get past that. So I'm have to go with Critter Crew. I think this might be a 2-0 sweep.
Interesting. You don't even think they really stand a chance in this one.
No, no, not really.
I mean, this game came down to the wire. I mean, this was a 6-4 game earlier this season. So I mean, it was close, especially in two teams that certainly were not in their final form. But that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I actually would have leaned Pipe Dream in this matchup just because of that. Peter in the playoffs is just one of the scariest players. I know I picked the Royals, but in a single game matchup between them, I like Royals. But if they are able to overcome the Royals, it's going to be hard to slow them down. But interesting. So a little chalky at the end here as you go 1-2 in the finals. So Critter Crew and Royals, this has been an interesting matchup through this, as this has come to be more of a rivalry, even though it's not true rivals. In two games decided by 2 runs, I actually am going to lean the Royals are going to make their first playoff after 3 seasons of being in the postseason. I just think that the Royals are finally going to put together a team that's ready to compete with the Critter Crew and finally elevate over them. But I think that this is going to be one of those 2-1 classics where that third game's decided in the last 2 innings. I just love the Royals' offense right now and the way that they've just been able to go to bat against anybody. So even though that they've lost twice to the Critter Crew, I think that we're going to finally see them turn it on and just compete in a way that we've been waiting to see. Really, the Royals elevate here at the end. So I mean, they've had a pretty tough slate. Uh, I mean, they just came off of a big win over Fury, and I think that gives them a lot of points heading into the finals. If they can take care of business against Warp Zone Warriors tonight, and then you're heading into the postseason with, at this rate, a win over Pipe Dream, I'm liking what they're going to be able to do against Critter Crew right now.
I think this is a very interesting take, but I can entirely see where you're coming from. Um, but I can't say that I would agree with this situation. I don't know. I think it could be a very tight series,
I mean, you're
but
just
I
looking at
can't
two
see.
different teams component, right? I mean, you're looking at a team that hits as many singles as possible and just racks up runs that way. And then, depending on map choice, of course, you have a Toad who just hits a random bomb. Where you're looking at Critter Crew having 3 monster hitters and then the Mii's that short up everything else. So it really is two different philosophies of team building. And I'm going to lean the Royals in this one.
Yeah, okay. It's your bracket.
All right. You got a Heat Critter Crew matchup. I've got a Heat Royals matchup. Who's taking it home?
Heat Critter Crew. Um, I feel like it's a good thing we've seen Heat match up against Critter Crew in the regular season. I forget what was the score for that one. I
Uh,
believe
I'm looking at it. It is Heat won 7-5.
ah so ah I think even okay from both of these games, I think these are both very closely contested series. Uh I think from yours, I think seeing Slugging Heat versus Royals in the finals would be hilarious. And I think Slugging Heat versus Critter Crew, I think we're looking at just this is either way, no matter how you look at it, this entire playoffs is going to be tough games. I got Heat coming out on top on Critter Crew. I think I think I think Slugging Heat has the better outfield. I think these are both teams that are going to hit their home runs, but I think Slugging Heat has the better outfield more um to stop more it's more of the Critter Crew's home runs, and I'm going to say that because of their center fielders. You have a Dixie Kong playing center field for Slugging Heat. She is a good bit faster than Matthew the Lime Me playing center field, so I think she's going to be able to, especially swapping in with Stars, because I'm pretty sure we're going to see what Slugging Heat's been doing most seasons. Stars going to be swapping with Dixie, Pink Yoshi. I think Slugging Heat's just going to pull off with a better defense and maybe take this series. The series I could see the series going 2-2 and Slugging Heat pulling it off and
Interesting.
finally getting their ring after 3 finals appearances.
I think if I saw this matchup, I would lean Heat as well, and I think that would be a 3-1 matchup because I'd give a lot of credence to that Heat defense to the point where it's like overwhelming, and that's where I'm going to lean Slugging Heat to win it all as well against the Royals. I know I've forsaken history in my matchup by saying the Crew will lose to the Royals, but I just think that the Royals in certain games have completely elevated, and I think they're going to elevate over the Critter Crew. But I think they're going to come back down and get humbled by Slugging Heat. I know that this was a matchup that in the very beginning of the season did go the Royals' way. I just think that this is a much better Slugging Heat team from then, and I think the Heat are, for the first time in the history of the DSA, I think they're going to sweep the Royals in my matchup. Uh, I think that they're just going to be bringing a level of offense that the Royals just can't match, and that they have a good defense. But if you're going to star, I mean, Dixie Kong, there's no team that's going to be able to stop them. And the Royals' best chance is going to be whenever Pink Yoshi start and with Pepto Bismol start. Pepto Bismol has just been on a heater lately. I just don't think that Slugging Heat's going to be stopped this season, and
I can
finally get it done
entirely
in the
see that.
finals.
They I can definitely see that. I think out of your bracket, the Slugging Heat versus Royals finals would be very interesting considering they've met in the playoffs so many times before. Um, and Royals were able to get their second win of the series uh, for week 1 in this season. And I 100% agree with you that he will come out on top in that matchup because I think compared to what they were week 1, I think the Heat is just such a better team than what they were then.
I think I'm in agreement. I mean, it's going to be interesting just because, like, I think that series, if Heat and Royals met at any point, if they end up in the 4 seed over or in the 4 seed and slip because of they lose and Fury wins, I think if we'll see them in the semifinals, like no matter what happens, like the Heat and Royals battling in a postseason series is just, it's a tale as old as time, and I think that would just be the icing on top of the cake if that was the team that Slugging Heat was able to beat in the finals.
Absolutely.
But that'll do it. So for our playoff predictions, took a little bit longer in this section, but I thought it was just important that we spend a little time analyzing that. But I know some of our people in the chat have flamed some of these predictions, but look, let's just play the games and we'll see what happens. But moving on to our award talks, we won't take as much time in this one, but we got a couple that we wanted to take a little time to talk about. Uh, and I just want to go ahead and start on the very bottom. Commentator of the season's got to go to Tay. I don't think that there's anybody else that this award should go to.
I
He's been absolutely amazing on the hot mic tonight, or
I
this season.
I'm in 100% agreement. No other commentator has put in as much work as Tay. I could also lean Nathan, but I'm gonna have to give it to Tay. I think Tay has just been phenomenal on the calls. I think he's ready to anytime he has the opportunity, he's ready to take the mic. He's ready to get in the booth. He's ready to get after and call some games.
I just think that he's elevated. I mean, he's shown a level of commitment. I mean, really, I mean, there's a reason why he's up on that pedestal up there with season one and season two commentators. I mean, the electricity that James brought in season one, uh, complete, the storylines, the the history and the metrics that Brandon was able to bring in season two, Tay has just brought a completely different fire to the booth that I just absolutely love to watch this season. So absolutely deserved if he better get it this season. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
But top executive, there's only one answer. It's got to be Spivey. I mean, the way that he's able to turn around. I mean, he is right on the cusp of getting that overall one seed after it's a pretty shocking fall. I mean, he went all in and lost last season, and he's right back in it. I didn't think it would be possible that the GM Spivey was able to get it done.
A lot of people would 100% think he was out of his mind making that Kong trade and losing all of his picks in the first 3 rounds. A lot of people would have thought like that's crazy. Why would you do that? You just sold your entire future away. And you can't. He did took Heat to the finals that season, and it's very likely that he takes them to the finals again, taking the number one overall seed, with having trading into the third round, and then turning the team around after collecting one loss, turned the team around, and has only lost one other time since week one. So yeah, I'm going with Spivey as well.
I would say a runner up maybe you may see Tay in there. I feel like that he did some smart moves and got himself in a place to compete. I mean, we've been waiting to see Tay elevate and get to the postseason. He certainly did that this season. But for comeback player of the season, where are you leaning? I think there's a couple different options that you could go with.
Comeback player, think I'm gonna have to go Peach. I'm going Peach with this one. She, um, this is a player who's been probably least valuable for about 2 seasons in a row. And then she's really come to her own ever since she got on this Heat team. She hasn't played crazy, no, but her playing on Heat right now is the best we've ever seen Peach. She even brought in runs a couple for the past couple games, and we're hardly ever seen that from her. She hasn't touched the mound much, but how she has improved in offense cannot be understated.
Yeah, and that's totally a good pick. I wish that Yoshi got more games because Yoshi certainly would be my pick. Yoshi's been on an absolute heater this season, but just based off games played, it has to be Peach. There's just nobody else that has been playing at that level, coming from uh coming from the floor, and that was a pretty tough LVP from season one, I believe. So I think that she's definitely elevated.
You can
Uh,
definitely see the Yoshi pick, but in the end, Yoshi still got benched. So it makes you feel like how could you call it a comeback if he never if it didn't last? He
I
didn't seem
don't
like he
think
didn't
that.
finish it.
I think it wasn't him as much as it was the GM and coach trying to make some moves of the Warriors. I know that they were in a struggle situation, the worst start of their season. I mean, it's just tough. I think Yoshi was just collateral damage on trying to put the best team out there. So
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
DPOY, I gotta lane Critter. I think just Critter has just been the reason why this team's been so good. I mean, you see fellow Critters, almost all of them have had an error. I'm pretty sure Critter is error free this season, or as close as you can get in Critter world.
Yeah, oh man, I might have to go with you there. Critter's on their Critter Crew's second base or shortstop? Which one is he? I can't remember.
He's the shortstop because Red Critter's had a few key errors, and that's what has been so.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm,
I mean, it's been detrimental at times. Certainly, no Brown or Blue Critter level of poor defense, but just that's why I just love what Critters bring to the table. You know, the sexy dives are there, making the great plays and limiting damage on defense and keeping runs from being scored. And while you've seen Peter do some pretty crazy work, Critter has been on another level this season.
I think I would have liked to give this to Petey, but I think Critter has made a couple of steps because in the end, Petey has not. Petey's trying his best, but he still has made a lot of crucial mistakes. Even on defense, he has not played defense to what we thought he was. He hasn't played offense to what he thought it was. But we're talking about defense, anyways. But I think we just haven't seen Petey from what we need to. So I think PD is a close guess, but I will also have to lean Critter on this one too. I don't think anybody else has played as phenomenal defense as the Critters. And I love watching the Critters play defense. I love watching the Critters play. That's just
That
me.
well, let's switch and look at the offensive side of the ball. I'll take it to you. Who do you feel like needs to win the best offensive player, the BOP of the season?
The Bop of the season, best offensive player. Hmm. I might have to lean
I think there's only one option here.
Funky Kong. Is that what we're
I
talking
think
about?
that's who's got to be
I
in. It's
think
got
it's
to be
Funky
Funky
Kong.
Kong.
Ah, you know what? I might, yeah, yeah. I was either gonna say Funky Kong or DK, but I think Funky Kong has stepped up a little bit more than DK has.
Dang, we're just picking the same people.
Yeah, I mean it is hard. It's hard from what we've seen from this season. If I was to say DK, I don't know. I just haven't seen. I think Funky has been a real driving force for the Heat's offense, helping them go to a helping them go to this possible 1 seed. But if I look around the other teams, I don't really know who else has been putting out the offensive power that he has.
I mean, King K. Rool's certainly been really good. Red Critter has been unreal offensively. There's a couple other ones. Boomstick Bardo's living up to the name, especially late in the season. Uh, as far as pure average, the Toads have been unreal, and so is Dark
Absolutely.
Boner. Big BBB has been pretty phenomenal as a offensive tool. But I just there's nobody that steps up to Funky's level this season.
No, I don't think so. Like I said earlier, I think the only closest one would be DK. DK did have 4 home runs in their 27-0 Wiggles game. So, there is
That's
that.
fair. That's
But
fair.
I'm gonna have to give it to Funky because I think Funky has been producing a lot more than DK has.
Well, what for this last one? The most important two are MV me and MVP. MV me, who do you lean? What's the lean here?
I either have to go Matthew or Skylar. I think
You are Skyler. Okay.
oh man, there's good. Or you could run back to the previous winner of Spivey on Fallout Boys. However, I think I might have to go Skylar on this one. I think he's been so good on the mound for Crew to Crew. He's been lasting as long as they need him to. They have rarely ever need to go deep into their pitching rotation because of his work on the mound.
Interesting. To me, there's really my two options are really JT2 of the Wigglers. It feels like the sole bright spot on that Wigglers team. And it's to me, it's Sean of Fury. Both of those fill two different roles. Where JT2 has been like kind of a reliever on the mound at times, which is a little strange to say. Uh, but you've also seen, Skylar's done pretty good on the mound. I mean, there's a reason why so many of those games were kept down, but I really attribute it to defense more than Skylar's pitching. JT's two offense. I mean, one of the few me's that's hit a home run in this season. I mean, I've just got to give all props to that. But just Sean's pitching depth is all I think has just got the edge over Skylar's. I mean, I've been more impressed with the offense on the other side of the ball with Sean. But I mean, I think it's a really competitive, without a clear winner here in this one. I mean, you
Think
shouted
oh,
out line, Matt. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here for winners in this.
and another honorable mention goes to Olivia on Warp Zone Wars. She's also been playing great.
Especially that high average. Olivia, I know we haven't tracked it, but she feels like she's on base every at bat.
Absolutely.
But the big one, the for our Slug and Heat fans, the big banana. Who's our MVP?
I'm going Funky Kong. I think um I've already mentioned his offensive performance, and now I'm going to mention his defensive performance because he has been amazing on the mound. I think he's been the best pitcher this season. He has had multiple complete games. I think he's had multiple complete games shutouts. So even when he comes off the mound and say DK comes in for him, he's played good in that shortstop position. I think Funky is a great case for MVP.
That's totally fair. I am actually gonna lean Red Critter. I The offense is it's probably the number two. We didn't mention the best offensive player, but Red Critter is probably actually number two to Funky. I know DK had the 4 home runs. I know that, but just throughout the season, Red Critter has just been an absolute unit offensively. Uh, but really, what has been most impressive to me is the defense. I know, again, he doesn't get best offensive player or best defensive player of the year, but he to me is number two in both. And I think just that alone is going to elevate it over Funky to me. I think that
Mm.
this is going to be the closest race of them all. I think Red Critter has been the reason why the crew is good. I mean, he's the best player on that Critter Crew team. And I think Funky is the best player on that Slug and Heat team, and there's the reason why they're number one too. So I just think that Red Critter as a whole has just been more valuable on the diamond out there. So I think that he's going to be. It's tough because Funky totally deserves the award as well, and this is going to be another slight if he doesn't get it again this season. But I'm going to lean Red Critter on this one.
You know what? That's fair. I can understand that.
As we are running a little on the final time, we got to go to our pick'ems for this final game of season 3 in the regular season. Got a shout out last time. Nathan did take the 10-6 lead over me after those last couple games. Where are you leaning in as we head into this final matchups? First with Pipe Dream and Fury.
Pipe Dream and Fury. I think this is the most likely upset we could have this week with these slated games. I think Pipe Dream could possibly pull off the upset, but I'm gonna have to go Fury. I think it would be great to see Pipe Dream pull off this upset, and then Fury's seeding drops, and then that would bring up the Royals. But um, I do not think Pipe Dream will wake up just yet. I think they'll wake up in the postseason. So I'm gonna have to go to Fury.
Well, I think I'm going to lean as much as I want to lean with you. I think Pipe Dream is just going to elevate in this game. It's going to take long enough for them to get there. They get to pick the field. We know it's Yoshi Park at night. That's the field of upsets, right? I just feel like Pipe Dream's going to finally get it done. Finally beat a team not named Wigglers or Fallout Boys. But moving on to our next one, Royals and Warp Zone Warriors. That's my best game of the night. Where are you going with this?
I'm leaning Royals. I think Royals have this one. Um, I think the Warp Zone is just. I think Warp Zone's gonna make a few more mistakes. Um, that we've seen from them throughout this entire season. They have trouble. They have trouble hanging on the leads. They might be able to take this lead early on, but I think Royals are going to come back and win this one.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think for the same reasons, I'm going to agree with you. I think the Warp Zone will give them a fight. I mean, this was a 15-11 game last time we saw this. I think that it's going to be a little bit more of a defensive effort, but I just think the Royals just are going to be able to handle that punch that they give them. Going into the Slug and Heat Fallout Boys, I think just with the Fallout Boys looking to tank in this one, I don't see anything but a Slug and Heat victory to clinch the 1 seed.
I'm also going to have to say Slug and Heat. I don't. Slug and Heat's been too hot. I don't see Fall Out Boys putting up much of a fight here.
Critter Crew Wigglers, where are you going?
Critter Crew. Critter Crew. We don't even have to spend too much time talking about that one. At least I don't think so.
As much as I want this Wigglers team to win, just this would mean that they're the seventh. They get seventh if they win. I just can't see them getting it done here. I mean, don't have Yoshi. Excuse me, you don't have Wawa starred. I mean, you've got a new lineup getting built. So I mean, this Brown chemistry. This is the last hurrah for them. A team that shouldn't have won any games won one. I just can't see them beating Critter Crew in this. It's going to be tough. The Wigglers are going to give them their best shot. If the Critter Crew gets stuffed, I mean, there's an opportunity for some craziness here, but I think that this is going to be a pretty chalky day for the Critter Crew. But with that being said, that's going to conclude our picks here. Let's see if Spivey in his first Pick'ems episode is gonna see if he can go undefeated today. Keeping it pretty chalky for him. Uh, I'm going with a couple mix-ups, but that's gonna do it for our around the shroom session. Any final words before we kick it out to the games?
No, I'm just happy to be here. It's happy, great to be on Around the Shroom. It's pretty fun to be on here. I hope I get another chance to be on Around the Shroom again.
Oh, it's been lovely to have you, and we hope to keep seeing those triple M's come out. As keep seeing those live streams. We know the fans have been loving it, so just thank you for being here. And with that, we're going to conclude this around the shroom session. We hope to see you soon for some of our postseason coverage. But with that being said, I've been Dawson,
I've been Spivey.
and we will see you next time.